Gas, grass, or ass, no one rides for free. When I was a kid, I remember seeing that on the back of a van. It was one of those boogie vans, like 70s vans, and a guy had this as a bumper sticker on it. And you know what? I was pretty young, but I kind of understood what it meant. It basically meant that there's no such thing as a free ride in life. However, living in Canada and BC and Victoria in the communist social utopia, I would be led to believe that there's free stuff everywhere. In fact, when I talk to a lot of Canadians, they tell me we have free healthcare. And whenever I hear that, I always ask them, I say, okay, so are you telling me now, in order to have something truly free, that means that everybody that's involved with this is not getting compensated. There's no cost of buying any of the products or services. It all is free. So ask your friends the next time somebody tells you this, your whoever they may be, say, do the doctors work for free? The last time I checked, I've seen some of their cars. I doubt they work for free. Nurses, they're working for free, right? The custodians, the healthcare workers, the health support workers. I'm sure the hospital administrators are working for free. In fact, don't our MLAs work for free? Don't our politicians work for free? I mean, come on, it's all about free, right? So ask people this question. What we are living in is an age where people do not critically think. And because they don't critically think, they don't think through any of their nonsense, their stupidity, unfortunately. And you know what? I can't blame young people. I really can't, because they're not taught to think critically, and they're not taught these things make any kind of rational sense. When people say they want, free transportation, free this, ultimately somebody has to pay. I know my kids used to get annoyed with me all the time whenever they'd be saying, oh, Dad, we're getting something free. I said, like, when it comes to government? No. The government isn't the one who pays for a damn thing. It's always the taxpayer. So when somebody says, I want free health care from somebody, like that as an example, that's somebody's paying for it. And in BC, years ago, what happened was you used to have MSP, medical services premiums. Individuals used to have to pay. But now, a few years back, they shifted it. They made medium to large size businesses pick up the tab for it. The politicians, the NDP at the time, said, hey, poof, magic, you all now have free healthcare. The simple people, the people who weren't critically thinking, thought, yay, hooray, free freaking healthcare. Who doesn't want that? However, the reality was that these corporations bore the weight of it. Now, what's the choice that these businesses have? They can either absorb it or pass it on to the consumer. Now, if you're a business, what are you likely to do? You can ultimately pass it on to the consumer. Somebody's got to pay for this free shit, and that's just the way it works. So, next time you're engaged with a conversation with somebody who wants free stuff from the government, free stuff from somebody else, ask them the simple question. Just drill down. Say, okay, so you want free, or you think people should get subsidized housing or subsidize this or whatever it may be. Ask them, who's paying and making up the difference? Somebody's got to do it. If the prevailing rent on, let's say, for example, you're buying chairs, and a chair sells for $100. However, through the government, you can get that same chair for $50, but the manufacturer still has to get paid his $100 or whatever that number may be. Who's paying for it? Ultimately, somebody's got to pay for it. It's either going to be your neighbor, which it more than likely is your fellow taxpayer. Those are the people that are paying for the free stuff. We all pay for the free shit. It all costs us something. So, like I said, bring it up, talk about it, and just that old adage, stick it in your head. Gas, grass, or ass, no one rides for free.